right, loves, day 34 today. And so Spirit asked me to pull two cards from my Sibyl's deck, and I'll show y'all a picture as per usual. And so these two cards, I'm very much intuitively reading these right now. And so I've sat with them for a couple of minutes as I'm looking. And what's coming to me in these cards, it is the unity in reverse and pride upright. Right. And so the guidance was to read them as they came out. And so these are what I'm seeing in these cards is like specific to I'm going to say specific to the Lionsgate, right? But these are timeless messages. So whatever portal you will be entering, right? There's two distinct groups here. Of course, for those of you all who are following along with me right now, this is for you, it's through this Lionsgate. And for others of you who will resonate with this message later on, whatever portal is near the time that you are watching this. But okay, so to my Lionsgate crew, because this was my intention of this daily message in the first place, the unity card here, right? This is showing, highlighting how you are meant to get through the portal, right? It's like the unlocking. So I see in both of these cards, and the unity card is highlighting the group who is meant to go through this portal with another. And there is another group who's meant to go through this portal by themselves, right? Not to say that you don't have a partner or love, but what is for you is on the other side. But I want to speak particularly to it's like the legend or the key, right? In order to get to the other side, right? What is important about today's message is about how you get there, right? For both groups, it is important to you, whichever group you fall in, that you are either by yourself or you are with the partner that you are supposed to be with, romantic, business, however, soulmate, whoever this other partner is. It's not necessarily, for those of you, it is romantic. It is love. It is the things, but for some of you, it's not, right? For some of you, it is your partner. For some of you, it is a project. It is whatever is in this next part of your journey. There's another person alongside of you. But it's important, right? For this person who stands alone in the pride, and I'm looking at this, I think this is actually like a vase or a vase or whatever, but I see it as the silhouette of a person for this reading, right? And I'm gonna say feminine energy because this is how I'm reading this card, but it doesn't necessarily have to be feminine. It doesn't have to be feminine presenting. But what's coming as I'm tuning in is what's being highlighted here is the feminine wound. I feel like I had a reading about the feminine wound. I can't recall right now. I don't know if it's been in this series that we're doing, or if it's another reading. I feel like I've talked about the feminine wound, but it's not coming to the forefront. So either way, What's being highlighted here? Okay, so I'll start with this singular, this pride card. For the individuals who are meant to go through this portal by themselves, there's a feminine there's a feminine wound almost, right? So what is this what's being required of this individual is not only it's a mirror. I mean, mirrors are portals, right? But follow along with me, y'all. For some of y'all who are spiritual, y'all are like, no duh, right? But stay with me. This it is a mirror, and it only becomes the portal that you can enter once you see yourself. But part of what is being asked to fully see yourself for many of you is to heal the feminine wound. Because you have the feminine wound, you are not seeing yourself clearly, right? The key, the code to unlocking this portal, that it becomes a portal that you can move through, is you have to see yourself as you truly are, right? You must see the divinity within yourself, which means you must be balanced, which means you must heal the feminine and masculine parts of you. But what is being highlighted is the feminine aspect. I think that it's fair to say, right? And I'm going to say this as an opinion, right? And just from my observation, and maybe it's been different for you. But I will say the feminine, to operate in the balanced feminine, right? In the way of healing the feminine side, right? So even for those of you who are masculine and masculine presenting, there is this theme of like stillness and softness and vulnerability. And I don't want to say vulnerability is just a feminine trait, right? I think it is a person trait that we all can benefit from. But the feminine quality of like softness, of stillness, of not forcing, right? Of just magnetizing. A lot of the essence of that is needed, right? So whether you think you can manifest in this next season or move in this next season without forcing, and truly magnetize, right? And to be in your feminine essence, to be vulnerable, to be in stillness, to speak and be and lead from your heart space, and to be heart-led and compassion, and some of these feminine qualities that I think that we all can benefit from. And even if you're masculine presenting, can tap into this, right? For the distorted perception, one would say that you're not a man if you operate in any of those qualities that I just named of the feminine essence. But what is being highlighted here is to balance it out, right? Is to, if you have been living and operating from the story that, it's not manly, or you're not a man, or feel less than, to be more compassionate, to be in your heart space, to be vulnerable, to embrace and to embody some of those feminine qualities. It's being highlighted here. Like it is required, right? You don't unlock this. You can't step through the portal without doing that work, right? And so, and I open this up to even, toxic masculine traits, or distorted. I'll say distorted, not necessarily toxic, right? Because I don't like using toxic, because even though some of the things that we have gone through, and some of the things in the spaces and perceptions that we have been living in are, and I use air quotes to say toxic, I like to use distorted, because those things were necessary, right? At a certain part and point of our lives, especially in childhood, these distorted traits were the things that saved many of our lives, right? To dissociate, to not be connected to um, the um, the healthier versions and the healthier stories that we are being called to be in, to heal into, to alchemize, and to transform into, to embody. You must to step into this portal to actually see yourself as the divine being that you are. And it may be a bit challenging for some of us, right? But they were once healthy. They were the things that saved us, right? And so, this is why, not that I need to give you a lesson on why I choose toxicity versus distortion, but, and maybe this is, it's helpful for, I don't know, someone on here to kind of even shift the language and the perception of toxicity into distortion, and to give yourself grace and forgiveness and acceptance of self, to see it as that, right? And I believe that this may be helpful for someone who may look at themselves and immediately define it as toxic, may be hindering the ability to still see yourself as beautiful and divine, even in operating in those distorted ways, because it was beautiful, right? You are beautiful, and it was the thing that you needed to get you here, right? Some of us would have maybe done worse things. Maybe we would have unalived ourselves. Maybe we would have turned to um, other forms of distortion and worser forms. I'll say worser. I'm making worser a word if it's not a word. But we would have turned to things that would have been more destructive had we not chosen to disassociate, had we not chosen, maybe to consume, um, and to be addicted to um, our work and our, food or cannabis or whatever, whatever you chose, right? And whatever things you chose. But now spirit is asking, not only spirit's asking, it is the key, right? It's the key. You're not allowed through this portal without seeing yourself, the true version of you, right? So it is time to drop the distortions and the stories, and make yourself vulnerable to, be it the feminine or masculine story that is maybe you're still operating in some areas in distortion. You are to see the wholeness of who you are. And it is when you see yourself in the mirror as the divine being that you are, as the compassionate, loving, healed version of you that loves yourself unconditionally and therefore can see others and love them unconditionally. When you are able to see yourself in that manner, it unlocks your way through the portal. So whatever work you need to do in these next couple of weeks, few weeks, right? Because Lionsgate extends past even the 8/8, right? We're like 12 days on either side. Give or take. I'm not a big stickler on if it's 12, 10, 7 days, whatever it is, y'all. I believe that this portal is open to you. It unlocks when you're ready, right? Even outside of this Lionsgate. But there is a portal to this next leg of you stepping into purpose, right? Your soul purpose requires your authentic essence, right? So I feel like I've hit that one. For the other card, for my partnerships, this partnership is needed, right? You need both these two birds that are drinking from this chalice. I see it as like right, water is also a portal, right? And it's I don't, what is this? Okay, I'm not even going to go back to the other card. Okay, so water is a portal, y'all. And if I look at this card, it doesn't even look necessarily like they're drinking from it. It looks like they're standing there waiting, right? For many of you, there is love, right? There's these two roses that I that are also coming from like behind this chalice that is highlighted here. But um be it whoever your partner is, when both of you are at the chalice, when both of you are there, this is unlocking, right? And so for these two people, for some of you, it is these two roses. What I want to highlight here for this first group, because I feel like there's a couple of different groups here, so I'm just going to tune in for this first one. These two roses come together, right? You see the two roses. It comes, if you follow the stems down, it is bound together by this golden twining, they're wrapped together, y'all. So for two of you, as you come together, you come together as one, right? And I will say this, in love, you all are not necessarily, right? For the single group, right? The healing has to happen. They must see themselves to come through the portal. But for you two, for this first group, you come together. It's like you're partnering with the other is allowing you to see yourselves, right? You will provide this sort of mirror reflection to one another. And it is when you combine with this other person that you will see yourself. It's almost like you can't fully see yourself until you combine with this other person, which is interesting because, like, a lot of times, right? Like, a lot of what I'll say have been taught and what I've subscribed to is like doing your own personal work before combining with another, but it's not the case for this group. You will, and I will say that you've done, right? It's not that you, let me tune in before I say this. So I'm hearing substantial work. Okay. Because I just wanted to make sure. Because I don't want to speak from opinion. I want to make sure that my personal thought on this is not in this message. Substantial work is what I heard. So there's been substantial work that you've done on yourself, but there's more work for you to do. And the next part of the work that you do needs this other person, because it's like you both have each other's missing puzzle pieces, right? In this next leg of the work that you're doing, be it love, be it business, be it whatever it is, this partnership that you are coming together on in that you are coming in on but that you're coming together to do. You will reflect to this person the things that they need to heal, and vice versa. They will reflect to you the things, right? So you get to see a more complete version of yourself through each other. So you get to do the work, right? So you are each other's mirror. You are each other's reflection. And this is the next part of your work that you will do together, right? And so when your partner meets you at the portal, it unlocks for you too. You're simply joining the other, and that is your unlocking. Like, you're standing there like, dang, they're late to the party. Not that they're late, I'm being facetious, but you're waiting. Like, so it's like I see one bird waiting, and it's like, dang, can they hurry up? All right, they're here. Let's go. Right? So it's as simple as that, right? The work that you have to do together is you coming together because you are doing the work together on the other side. Okay. So for the next group, you all have done the work. You all have done the work necessary, right? So kind of like the first group, they've done a substantial amount. but there's more for them to do, right? But for this group in particular, it's like you are, I don't want to say more complete, because like, what is complete? But for the sake of having to use words to communicate this, right? You are, it's like you've done the solo journey, you've done the work, right? And so kind of spirit is showing me, spirit is showing me like in a way of a business, right? You have done, let's say you are like a, I don't know, a meditation teacher, or like you're a teacher of sorts, or you've started this business, you've done your healing work to be able to teach, right? Like you've put in the grit, the grind, like you've put in your time, right? Like you have mastered the thing that you have come to do thus far, right? You got the t-shirt, you got the diploma. This other person has also done the same work, right? You all have done your journeys and have been successful um, in completing whatever work you needed to do to be the masters or to be the teachers, um, to hold the credibility of being sovereign in either your business or your self mastery or whatever it is that you need to do up until this point, right? So you are a force in of yourself, right? Like you could be solo, right? Like you're known. Your name is already known without this other person. That person's name is already known without you. But you come together and make something more powerful, right? And so the next elevation for you is bringing your mastery, this person bringing their mastery and creating a baby of the next new thing. So I'm hearing modality. So maybe this is creating a new modality. For some of you, it is actually literally a baby. Right. And so the work that you needed to do, you needed yourself to be in energetics, right? Because it's almost like a divine being, right? Like, so for this group, and it's a smaller group, the child or children that you are bringing in are of a particular frequency that you all had to do the level of work of self-mastery and healing to come together. Because if you would have come together prior to this, you wouldn't be able to carry this child, right? So it's almost like, this is interesting. I mean, this is new for me. Maybe some of y'all know about this, but I don't. It's like I mean, it makes sense, right? The frequency. It's like the frequency of, like, down to a cellular level of who you have become now, right? Like who you were 10 years ago would not be in a high enough frequency to carry the child with the particular soul contract. So it's almost like you're carrying, I mean, we're all divine, right? But the level, the caliber, the frequency of the children, whatever applies, that you're bringing in is coming in at a higher frequency, right? So it's almost like if you're bringing in an ascended master, or a child with a particular frequency that needed you in this healed state, right? That's dope. That's cool. So your children are here. Your children is here to do something in particular, and they need, these children are on special assignments. They have to come through, they can only come through individuals who are vibrating at a much higher frequency than most. That's so cool. Okay. Who else for the partners? Is there anything else, Spirit? Okay, Spirit saying last group. Okay. Give me a minute, y'all. I'm trying to tap into this last group. I like feeling stuff in my body right now. I'm trying to. Okay, Spirit, what does this mean? Okay, so for this last group, okay, I'm gonna try to describe this, y'all. All right, Spirit. So in this last group, what I'm feeling, right? It's like, I feel like this. I felt this thump in my chest. I'm wanting to like brush my eyes. Like, you know how you have something in the corner of your eyes, you just want to brush it out. I'm like, my ear is feeling, particularly my left ear. It's like I'm feeling movement in my body. And what comes to me is transformation. It's different from the first group because I like a part of me is like, well, it's just like the first group, right? And it's different. It's very much somatic. It's very much physical. So there's like, it's as if one person is meeting another and there is major transformation happening, like in a physical sense. So it's like it's like if and I'm just going to use this because I like movies. It's like, you know, the storyline where the royal person meets the regular everyday non-significant person. They seem what's seemingly non-significant, right? To everyone else, they look non-significant, but they are very much soulmates. They're very much a match. So it's almost like these two people come from two totally different walks of life, right? And I dare I say one, like they don't even look like they belong in each other's world, right? It's giving that type of energy. But for one person in particular, it's going to be a major transformation, right? So let's say I'm just going to use this as an example just to give visual, right? And it might be slightly different, like it may unfold different in whom is in this group. It may unfold differently in your 3D, but I'm just going to give this, right? So it's like, let's say this prince meets this ordinary woman, right? And to the outside world, they don't belong to each other, maybe even to themselves, you know, giving, if they want to judge the situation, they would say that they don't belong in each other's world. But it is very evident for these two people that they belong together and that they recognize the specialness in each other because they are vibrating, right? They are like, it's almost like they're like like they recognize each other's soul, right? So this kind of goes back to the love one that I just did a couple days ago. I don't remember which day it was. It says love on it somewhere. It's that one. And has the heart crystal. But these two people definitely recognize each other's energetic signature. So it's almost like they know, like, I don't even necessarily think that these two people are in their heads in judging each other and what is happening. They very much recognize that they belong together. And so for one person, it's going to very much create a physical transformation, right? But in this physical transformation, in accepting, right? There's an acceptance that has to happen here, right? So in this accepting, it's almost like these two people saying yes to each other despite whatever whatever resistance is there, right? Be it internal or external resistance, them saying yes sparks a transformation. And not only will it be a transformation, it will be like external, like they may look completely different, right? It's like it's almost like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, right? So energetically, and what they do is going to be different, but they will even present different, right? But they have to say yes, they have to accept. So it's like they have to listen to their heart and the acceptance, their acceptance of each other and what they are feeling and what they are called to be for one another, despite any resistance, is the key to unlocking the portal, but it also unlocks something between them. So it's like watching, like in the princess moments, or like I'm thinking about Little Mermaid, like where she gets her voice back and like she turns into like she spins around and the light and sparkles happen and then she's and it's like right, and then like through the puff and smoke and sparkles, here you guys are, right? Like, and you like, damn, like everybody was like, well, I didn't expect that to happen. Like, it's like a magical moment. Yes, I think this is my favorite. This is my favorite group. It's like a magical, but it's like you guys go into the chrysalis together and you emerge. Like it's like one energy, but it's two energies. It's your own butterflies, but you're under this magical sparkle. Maybe the closest thing to say like twin flame type energy. Like I don't really have an opinion about twin flames or no twin flames if it's thing, if it's not, but this would be the closest energetically that I've tuned into. That it's like because your energies are one, but they are separate. But the journey is to accept, right? So there's resistance, it's, I don't know if it's internal. I think for some of you, it will be internal. For some of you, it'll be external. It might be a bit of both. But the yes is the unlocking for the portal for you, for this group. So, man, happy portal unlocking, like this is cool. I love cool, guys. This is so cool. I don't know anything else to say. But yeah, so whatever group you fall into, leave a comment, subscribe, like, hype, all the things. I love a good love story, self-love, other love, partnership love, whatever type of love, I'm here for it. I co-sign. But yes, I'm being silly right now. So, all right, loves. So cheers to love as I sip my tea, and until tomorrow, that's all I got for today.